literature works with point of view and with first person and third person points of view, and he understands that film is a narrative medium, as well as other things, but it's a narrative medium that he's working in. Even when the film is primarily almost a non-narrative film like Space Odyssey, where the story isn't all that important, and still feel so he understands that things like voiceover are a tool that can be explored and used by the storyteller. How do you present your material? Are you going to have a narrator? Are you not going to have a narrator? Will it be first person? Will it be third person? Will it be reliable? Will it not be reliable? I mean, the voiceover in The Killing presents material in a very sort of objective way, like a documentary, but then occasionally kind of messes up and maybe steers us a bit wrong and makes us question our understanding of that kind of approach to truthfulness that we kind of assume documentaries are all about. And so it seems like Kubrick is playing with the idea of an objective or third-person narrator in that film in the same ways I think that he does with first-person narrator in something like A Clockwork Orange. Alex is kind of narrating his own story, but sort of not really. I mean, he's there in the voiceover, and he kind of creates this relationship with the viewer. But the dramatic body of the film has Alex in it too, and he's kind of a different Alex. So I think he sees it as a narrative, device or tool to be explored, like a lot of other things. Because point of view is very important in cinema. Are you getting something from a character's point of view, or is it some kind of sort of third-person objective narration? Like does the film have sort of its own point of view? But it makes things more interesting. It's very interesting in Lolita with the first-person point of view of Humbert Humbert. To me, again, he toys with that. He plays with that. Part of the playfulness of sometimes these narrations is important. These are films that are meant to be enjoyed and played with, and we're testing our understanding of things against certain characters, or we're playing with the film back and forth in our minds as we kind of think about it and try to understand it and experience it all at the same time. Everybody approaches films differently, and everybody brings different things to the experience. You might have a greater understanding of film history than somebody else, or you might have a greater understanding of, literature than somebody else, or whatever. So you have different expectations, of films, and you play with them differently. So he's got to try to make films that work for everybody, which is a difficult task. You've got your intellectual audience, and you've got your mass audience that just wants to, get a great experience out of their 2 hours, in that movie theater. And so somehow he's got to make it work for everybody, and that's that's the in some ways it's almost a dilemma for Kubrick. It was almost an impossible kind of thing to be this great popular artist and at the same time to create challenging, intellectual, complex works of art that would hold up and stand up to the best cinema in the world, the best cinema being made by anybody.